Cody stood at the edge of a dingy alley, the scent of decay mixing with the faint aroma of street food wafting through the bustling streets of New York City. The late afternoon sun cast long shadows, stretching over piles of trash that told silent stories of lives lived in desperation. At 19, Cody was a garbage picker, but he was not your typical urban scavenger. Beneath his tattered hoodie and worn jeans lay a sharp mind, a kind heart, and a hunger for something more, something he could only dream of. Today was different. Today was the day he stumbled upon an envelope tucked beneath a mound of discarded newspapers. With trembling hands, he pried it free and opened it. Inside were a series of documents, contracts, financial statements, and a letter addressed to a certain Russell Green, a name that echoed with wealth and prestige throughout the city. The letter was a plea for help regarding a substantial investment that had gone awry. Cody's heart raced as he processed the weight of what he had found. This wasn't just garbage, it was a lifeline to someone powerful. For a moment, he considered pocketing the envelope and disappearing into anonymity, but a wave of conscience washed over him. Cody thought of his mother, whose struggles with addiction had left a void in his life. He recalled the nights spent alone, dreaming of family dinners and warm embraces. Something inside him sparked. Perhaps it was hope, or perhaps it was a longing for connection. He decided then and there that he would return the documents. The thought of meeting someone like Russell Green, even for a brief moment, ignited a flicker of excitement within him. He set off on foot, navigating the sprawling city with determination. As he approached Russell's mansion, an imposing structure that loomed like a fortress against the skyline, Cody felt a knot tighten in his stomach. The pristine facade belied the secrets that lay within. When he reached the entrance, a stern-looking housekeeper eyed him suspiciously. "What do you want?" she asked, her tone dripping with disdain. "I found something that belongs to Mr. Green," Cody replied, holding the envelope tightly. The housekeeper scoffed, her expression one of disbelief. "You think he wants to see you? Just leave it here." But Cody stood his ground. "No, I need to give it to him personally." His voice trembled, but there was a resolve in his eyes that caught the housekeeper off guard. Reluctantly, she relayed his message, and moments later, Cody found himself in the presence of Russell Green. The businessman, a man in his 60s with silver hair and a commanding presence, scrutinized Cody with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. "What do you want?" he asked, dismissively glancing at the envelope. "I found these in the trash. They're important," Cody stammered, his heart pounding. He extended the envelope, and Russell took it, opening it with cautious fingers. As he read through the documents, his expression shifted from annoyance to concern. "You went through my things," Russell accused, his voice low and dangerous. Cody swallowed hard. "No, sir. I was just looking for something valuable, and I found this." Russell's eyes softened as he realized the gravity of the situation. The documents contained critical information that could salvage his investments. In that moment, something shifted between them. Cody, a scrappy street kid, had unwittingly offered Russell a chance to rectify a grave error. "Thank you," Russell said quietly, the tension in his posture easing. Then Cody surprised them both with his next request. "Can I stay here for a week? I just want to feel what it's like to be part of a family, just for a little while." The words tumbled out, raw and unfiltered, and for a moment, Russell hesitated. "I don't think you understand how things work here," Russell replied, but something in his voice shifted. "Please," Cody pleaded, eyes bright with unshed hope. "I just want to belong somewhere, even if it's just for a little while." To his astonishment, Russell nodded. "Fine, 1 week, but don't make me regret it." Cody's first few days at the Green Mansion were a whirlwind of new experiences. Russell introduced him to his world: expensive meals, art-filled hallways, and the luxury of not worrying where the next meal would come from. Cody was eager to impress, helping in the garden, tidying the expansive living room, and even learning to prepare a few simple dishes in the kitchen. The relationship between Cody and Russell began to flourish. They bonded over late-night conversations, discussing everything from baseball to philosophy. Cody's youthful exuberance was infectious, and Russell found himself laughing more than he had in years. Yet, lurking in the shadows was Ashley Green, Russell's wife, whose cold demeanor chilled the air whenever she entered a room. Ashley regarded Cody with suspicion, her piercing gaze searching for ulterior motives. "What do you think you're doing here?" she snapped one evening as they shared dinner. The table was lavishly set, but the tension hung heavy. "You don't belong in our lives." Cody, taken aback by her hostility, tried to explain himself. "I just wanted to know what it feels like to have a family," he said softly. "I didn't mean to intrude." Ashley's laughter was brittle. You think you can waltz in and take the place of my son? Russell has been foolish enough to indulge this nonsense. Her words cut deep, and Cody felt the sting of rejection wash over him. Russell's brow furrowed. Ashley, that's enough. He's here because he found something important. You mean he's here because you're too weak to let go of your own dreams? Ashley shot back. The undercurrents of their marriage crackled with resentment, and Cody sat back, feeling like an unwelcome guest in a world he had briefly thought would embrace him. As the days passed, tensions escalated. Ashley began to act out, throwing herself into her social engagements and publicly belittling Russell's growing attachment to Cody. She cornered Cody one afternoon, her tone accusatory. You're nothing but a charity case to him. Don't you see that? He'll tire of you soon enough? Cody felt a fire ignite within him. I'm not trying to replace anyone, he replied, standing tall despite her towering presence. I just wanted to know what it feels like to have someone care. Ashley sneered, but beneath the surface, Cody caught a glimpse of her vulnerability, a reflection of his own longing for acceptance. The confrontation marked a turning point, igniting a series of confrontations that peeled back layers of Ashley's own insecurities. Meanwhile, Cody's relationship with Russell deepened, but shadows of doubt loomed over their connection. In quiet moments, Russell shared stories of his late son, revealing a pain that echoed in the halls of their mansion. I thought I could never replace him, Russell confessed, staring out at the sprawling gardens. But you remind me of what it means to love again. Yet, as the bond between them strengthened, Ashley's resentment grew, culminating in a shocking revelation that would alter the course of their lives forever. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of crimson, Cody found himself cleaning out a closet in the study. Dust motes danced in the fading light, and as he reached for a box on the top shelf, his fingers brushed against something cold and metallic. Pulling it down, he realized it was a lockbox, its latch rusted shut. Curiosity piqued, Cody carried it to the living room where Russell sat, absorbed in a financial report. Mr. Green, he called, setting the box down with a thud. What's this? Russell looked up, startled, and his expression changed to one of unease as he examined the box. That belonged to my late wife, he said slowly. I've never opened it. Maybe it's time you did, Cody suggested, emboldened by the revelation. With a hesitant breath, Russell agreed, and together they pried the box open. Inside were old photographs, letters, and documents, each item whispering secrets of the past. One letter, in particular, caught Russell's eye, its contents sparking a flicker of recognition. I never knew she felt this way, he murmured, his face clouded with emotion. As they sifted through the contents, Russell's demeanor shifted. She had a side I never understood, he said, pain lacing his voice. Maybe if I had listened, things would have been different. But the atmosphere shifted once more when Ashley entered, her eyes narrowing as she saw them poring over the box. What's going on? She demanded, her voice cold and accusing. Just looking through some old things, Russell replied, his tone guarded. Ashley stepped closer, her gaze darting between them. You shouldn't be going through that. It's none of your business, Cody. The tension escalated as Ashley's anger boiled over. You've already taken enough from me, Russell. You think this child can replace our son? He's nothing but a reminder of your failures. Enough, Ashley. Russell's voice boomed, shocking them both. You've been so consumed by jealousy that you can't see how much I care for him. I thought I lost everything when you took our son from me, but Cody is giving me hope again. Cody watched the scene unfold, his heart racing. He had unintentionally become the center of a conflict that revealed the fragile fabric of the Green family. Ashley's face twisted in disbelief, and in a fit of rage, she stormed out, leaving behind a silence that felt suffocating. As Russell and Cody processed the confrontation, a profound realization hit them both. Ashley's desperation was rooted in her fear of being replaced, her control slipping through her finger. I didn't mean to cause a rift, Cody said quietly. Maybe it's time for the truth to come out, Russell replied, his voice steady. Secrets have a way of poisoning everything. As they resolved to confront Ashley, Cody felt a new weight settle on his shoulders. Their journey was about to take a darker turn, one that would reveal long-buried truths and force them to confront the complexities of love and loss. The following days were charged with tension. Russell and Cody prepared themselves to confront Ashley, knowing that the revelations they had uncovered would shake the very foundation of their lives. One evening, as they gathered in the living room, Russell summoned Ashley. She entered with an air of defiance, her arms crossed tightly over her chest. "What is it?" she demanded, her voice laced with irritation. "We need to talk," Russell began, his tone firm yet calm. "About the box and the letters. About the past." Ashley's expression hardened. "I don't want to hear about your past mistakes," she snapped. "This isn't about mistakes, Ashley. It's about understanding." Russell took a deep breath, steadying himself. "You've treated Cody like an enemy, but he's not. He's here because he wants to know what it's like to have a family." "Don't put this on me," Ashley retorted, her eyes narrowing dangerously. "You brought him into our lives without a second thought." "Because I thought you could understand," Russell replied, his voice rising. "You've been so focused on your own pain that you've failed to see how this affects both of us. Our son." The mention of their son struck a nerve, and Ashley's facade cracked. "You think I don't know that? I lost him too. But you're the one who chose to shut me out. You found a new way to be a father, and I feel like I'm being pushed aside." Cody, feeling the emotional weight of the moment, spoke up. "I'm not trying to replace anyone. I just want to feel what it's like to be loved." Ashley's anger faltered for a moment, and for the first time Cody saw a flicker of vulnerability in her eyes. "You think it's that easy? To just open your heart? You don't understand what it means to lose a child." In that moment, the emotional walls began to crumble. Cody realized that beneath Ashley's hostility lay a profound sadness that mirrored his own. "I didn't choose this life," he said softly. "I just want to belong." The room fell silent, the air heavy with unspoken truths. Russell stepped forward, placing a hand on Ashley's shoulder. "We've all suffered losses, but we can't let that dictate our future. We need each other, Ashley. We need to heal." Tears welled in Ashley's eyes as she grappled with her emotions. "I just wanted to protect what we had left," she whispered, her voice cracking. The vulnerability in the room was palpable, and Russell pulled Ashley into an embrace. "We can find a way back to each other, but we need to be honest. We need to communicate." As the emotional tide shifted, Cody felt a rush of warmth envelop him. Perhaps he could be a part of this family, not as a replacement but as a new beginning. In that moment, Ashley finally acknowledged him. "I didn't mean to treat you like an outsider," she said softly. "I was scared." Cody nodded, understanding her fears. "I just want us to be okay. I want to help us all heal." The journey toward redemption had begun, and together, they forged a new path, one filled with vulnerability, acceptance, and the promise of hope. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between them grew stronger. Russell became a father figure to Cody, and Ashley gradually opened her heart, learning to embrace the boy who had unexpectedly entered their lives. Cody had come to New York seeking belonging, and through the labyrinth of conflict and emotional revelations, he had found it. They transformed into a family bound not by blood but by the shared journey of healing and love. In the end, the mansion that had once felt cold and unwelcoming blossomed into a home filled with laughter and warmth. Together, they faced the future, embracing the lessons learned through the darkness. As Cody reflected on his journey, he understood that love, in all its forms, was worth fighting for, and sometimes the most profound connections came from the most unexpected places. "Life is about the choices we make," he mused, a newfound sense of purpose igniting within him. "And in choosing love, we find our true selves." So if you love this story, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and comment below. Your interaction helps us grow.